Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we are on the Pioneer server, so do keep in mind that the content is subject to change by the time it comes out on global version. As you can see, we've made it to rank 2 in the Pioneer, and that is because we've given charms to all of our key heroes for the Orson top team. This is the current top team on global server for Orson, and it is the top team here. So I've already done a run of it. As you guys saw, we got around 93 billion damage. Now we're going to try comparing it to Athalia to see, does Athalia have any chance at becoming a good option in Orson. So the first thing I want to show you is the Harak and Athalia combination mechanics. I did one run of this, but pay close attention to what happens here. I'm basically just replacing Rainier for Athalia because Rainier does increase your damage by a little bit by giving his charm onto Harak, but Athalia will also do her damage, and the idea is that Athalia will even at the point of death revive herself in form of the lance, and even though she has reduced attack, she will be able to continue casting her skills and deal her damage even after Harak devours her. So you're going to see what happens here. First, Harak is going to devour the illusion Phraesto, which is normal because he was the front in the positioning. That illusion is going to be resummoned. Now, up next is going to be devouring the Athalia. So watch what happens when Harak devours the Athalia. And yeah, so you're going to see it right now. So another thing I want to test individually. Now, Athalia is going to be devoured, and Athalia will be turned into her lance form. If you can see right there, right behind Harak. Now, she is literally just a lance weapon with no body, but she's still casting her abilities. Her ultimate, her skills, all can be casted while she's in lance form, but her attack is reduced by 50%, which is a heavy reduction. Basically, her damage is much lower. But now, pay close attention. We'll turn on the times 3 speed. Harak will not devour anyone else on the team, and this is abnormal. Normally, Harak will be ending up devouring the Smokey after his blue aura wears off, but Harak just keeps attacking the boss, not devouring anyone else for the rest of the match. This is exactly what happens when Harak devours Taylene, and this is why we thought at first Taylene-Harak combo would be the unbeatable, like the Exodia comp. But it doesn't work because when he devours Taylene, from that point on, he stops devouring anyone else on the team, so he's not gaining any more kill stacks. And because that mechanic with Taylene, how it worked was when he devoured Taylene, he didn't even gain any kill stacks or any stats off of that. So I'm even wondering, when he devoured the Athalia right here, did he gain any stats off of devouring her? So that's also what I want to try to test. I want to do that right now. I want to see what happens is if we have, for example, Athalia as the frontmost, so that Athalia will be devoured first, for example, then what is exactly going to be happening? Is Harak going to get any kill stack off of killing the Athalia? So let's try to pay close attention to it right now. Pay close attention to his buffs, because he should grow bigger and he should gain buffs. Okay, he has a lot of buffs right now, so it'll be difficult to keep track of it. But when he devours the Athalia, it doesn't look like he got any increase in buffs. Honestly, it doesn't look like he gained any buff from the Athalia being... Okay, you know the easy way to do this? I don't want to waste so many runs here because I want to try some different comps with Athalia, because obviously this Harak team is not working nearly as well. It's like 20 billion damage lower running Athalia in it. Okay, I figured another great way to test out the mechanics. We're going to be testing them out in the Titan Reaver. Because in the Titan Reaver, we're going to be able to do infinite runs here, and there's going to be no cost to us. We can just have a tank. But Athalia up front. No, I'm just going to have it like this. Okay. Let's see what happens and just put any old random hero here. We're just interested in the first match here. So, obviously, we're not able to attack anything. I just want to see when Harak devours the Athalia. Is it going to give him a kill stack? No. Look, see, this is the thing. He doesn't get any kill stack for devouring Athalia. So that comp, basically Harak plus Taylene combo, Harak plus Athalia combo, that is out of the window. That is not going to be a good option to run in Dream Realm. That is not going to work. So then it just comes down to, okay, non-Harak teams, just ramp up the Athalia as much as possible. How can we do this? So the interesting thing about Athalia is that Athalia is a true damage dealer. So unlike the HP per second damages like Ludovic, Harak, Phraesto, who don't need to have Rainier, she needs to have buffers like Rainier who are going to increase the damage dealt to the boss. specifically for Orison, we're in a bit of a more difficult position because Orison is a boss which we have. The issue is that we need to have interruption effects active onto him in order to reduce his fury, in order to increase our damage dealt. So the first type of team comp I want to try right now is going to be all centered around increasing the damage dealt to the boss as much as possible, and we're going to have to run Alsa for this because Alsa has interruption effects. She's actually the best form of interruption effects onto the Orison boss to increase the damage basically that he will receive. I'm thinking let's go for this. Let's go like this and see what happens. So Athalia is unaffected at the beginning of the battle. I think that's from her charm set. So I'm going to show you guys the charm set after this. Okay, so Smokey is off to the side. Orison does run up. So Smokey's blue aura is going to be able to hit the Orison boss. And we have the Rainier debuff active onto the boss here. Now each time Athalia casts her ultimate, it is going to deal true damage. And pretty high true damage, but when we have energy recovery because we have the twins onto Athalia, we have haste onto Athalia. Basically, this is going to be as many ultimate casts as possible. We have the interruption effects from Alsa. Even Rainier provides some interruption effects. Here's the other problem. Athalia jumps back and forth just like Sonya's ultimate, dashing through the target. And so she's going to receive the attack buff of Smokey when she's on this side. But when she dashes to the other side, she's going to lose the attack buff of Smokey. And so that's kind of the issue here. So you can't keep Athalia locked in one single position. But this should be around about the best I can imagine a team to do an Athalia comp. This is a pure carry damage dealer Athalia comp. We can try to see how much damage she can deal. But I think she's going to have the same issue as Valka. Because her true damage, even though it has a high multiplier, it just cannot compete with HP per second damage dealers. But it's doing pretty well so far. We could actually even try Valka instead of Alsa, because Valka also has some interruption effects, and Valka offers true damage. So Valka's damage would probably be higher than Alsa here. So let's try a run of this after this with Valka as well. But yeah, looking at it, the thing is, early on, maybe your damage seems fine, but later on in the fight, the damage just slows down, because after you get a certain amount of damage dealt to the boss, he gets a massive increase in his damage reduction effect, and then if you don't have HP per second damage dealers, you're just not going to be able to compete. Like, look at this. This is getting like half the damage dealt of a Harak team. And honestly, this is pretty much almost a maximum like carry comp that we can do. Like, look, Athalia did 30 billion. Alsa did almost nothing, but she was here for the interruption effects. And then we had Smokey. And the thing is, if we ran a hero like Phraesto, yeah, Phraesto would contribute some damage of his own, maybe 18 billion, but then Athalia would deal less damage because we don't have the interruption effects. Like, Alsa was here for the interruption effects to increase Athalia's damage even further, but Athalia as a solo carry is not going to be good enough. Like, Harak did more than Athalia, even after eating up most of the team, and your team also did good damage. So here we're going to try Valka. Let's try Valka. We can try it in this position, and the charm effect of Athalia, to recap that, gains a shield, and this effect can be triggered and grants a shield for the start of the battle, making the caster unaffected. Yeah, so the caster is unaffected. This is only an effect due to the charm. This is not an effect of Athalia's skills, so keep that in mind. And yeah, so I think this video hopefully is pretty helpful to learn about the mechanics of Athalia for Dream Realm specifically, that Harak is not going to work with her. Her damage output, although it is fine, it is nothing spectacular, and it is true damage, which is just not good enough to be meta relevant anymore. Like, you know, if we were 9 months ago, 10 months ago, when true damage dominated endless bosses, then it would work. However, now we have Phraesto, Ludovic, Smokey, all great HP per second damage dealers, and the true damage just cannot compete with that. You're going to see right here, even though Valka is a better dedicated damage dealer in this comp, I think we're going to end up with an even lower score because we can't reduce the fury fast enough of the boss. So yeah, Athalia, honestly, I know this is Orison and this is a specific boss, but I don't really see how Athalia is going to be a top option in any Dream Realm boss, because she's just here for damage. She doesn't provide any buffing to any of your team, and so it's all about her own damage, and her own damage is just not high enough. It's not as high as HP per second damage dealers. It is high here, 30 billion, but it's because we've given everything to her. We fed her with Smokey. Okay, here we didn't get the Smokey blue aura, so that's why we sacrificed a lot in damage. We could try a different positioning, but it just wouldn't be enough. But yeah, we basically, this is all about Athalia maximizing her damage comp, and it just honestly doesn't look enough. I don't think it is enough. We can do one final run, for example. Let's just try an exact match of the Harak team using this version with Athalia and see what happens here. But I don't have high hopes for it, honestly. So right now, this is only day 1 testing, so do keep that in mind. But I don't see how Athalia is going to be a meta Dream Realm hero, because she is very similar to Valka in the true damage aspect with her ultimate. And that is basically the issue with it. And you guys even saw, like today on global server, there are Valka-oriented comps which are hitting over 70 billion damage as well. So Valka also, but she is not in anywhere near the top performing teams. The top performing teams have all HP per second damage dealers. So I think true damage is going to be a bit of a problem. But here, this is better, 50 billion damage at 24 seconds left. However, how hard can we get? And like 93 billion was the Harak team. Keep that in mind, 93 billion. And we're only at 55, 56 billion with Athalia in place of Harak. And so I just don't see, and doing even less damage than the Phraesto, I don't see how Athalia is going to be meta for any Dream Realm related content. But you guys can let me know your opinions in the comment section down below. And as for PvP, I want to make a PvP video. I did some testing, but basically even in PvP, I'm not very impressed by Athalia. But this is going to be it for the Dream Realm video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this is helpful. And let me know if you have any other ideas to test for Athalia, whether it be for Orson boss or any other future Dream Realm boss. Because as Pioneer server will be open for another 3 or 4 days, a lot of testing will be done. Maybe there will be some comps using Athalia, and then I will update you guys. But thank you for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.